Hello mga kabochog! Welcome back to our YouTube channel! Big truck, yes!
Our vlog for today is we will share with you guys our journey to Canada, mga ginawa namin from the Philippines, kung paano kami nakarating dito sa Canada. And we have very good news to share with you guys. So please keep watching if you want to know what will be our good news for you guys.
So, kung ako lang ang magbibideo nito, napakabilis lang na explanation ko. So, by February 6, 2020, we have workmates who posted or commented in a post from an agency saying na they're looking for technical support representative to work in Canada. So, from that point on, it's more of like a secret application that we've done. So by February 15, we submitted our resume. So live-in na kami nito ni Diana, and by the time happened, since it's 2020, right? So technically no feedback happened, we didn't receive any information, and then suddenly out of nowhere, by April 2020, the agency called. Originally ang tinawagan nila is si Diana, and she just mentioned to the agency how about my application. So by that time they asked for my number, and I received as well a phone call from them. So June 2020, we have received our initial application from them, which is English and Developmental Exam. So almost sabay kaming nag-exam ni Diana. Unfortunately, she didn't pass. Tapos nagalit pa nga siya sa akin kasi hindi ko siya tinuruan for the English examination. So by July 7, 2020 is when they scheduled the interview. During this time, we just found out na buntis nga siya kay Zayden, kay Botchog. So it's a good thing kasi I have a suit. Kasi we planned our marriage as well by July 20. So we had our marriage by July 20. So by July 7, I used the suit already to present myself with the interviewer. So yeah, what happened there is in all of the application that I submitted to get a job, almost ayun talaga yung tinutukan ko for the possible questions, answers, situations. So far with all the review that I've done, almost natanong naman siya dun sa interview. So after this, July 8, so July 7 is the interview, July 8 is when I receive an information in my email asking me to give or like submit all the documents that are required for the application. So from here, it's very confusing because I didn't receive any information telling me that okay, hey, you have received or you passed the examination. So from there, I just asked the recruitment company, did I get the job? They said yes. So from there, we started to submit the application. Good thing about this is they're offering LAMIA exception, and to be honest, the placement fee we didn't spend any money on it, including the airfare. So that's one thing. So mostly the yung gastos namin is for the biometrics, submission of the documents, yung mga print, and also for the medical. So what happened here is July 2020, July 2020, we went to Manila, or I went to Manila for my first medical examination. This is not the examination for St. Luke's or for Canada, more or less like an examination from the company itself. Ang hirap pa nga nun kasi first time kong maka-experience na paghubaring ka talaga ng short and then patatakpan yung pututoy mo and then sasabihin ubo. So that's what happened there. And then by August 2020 we received the LMIA or Lamia exception for the application, and then February 8. So as you can see there, August 8, 2020 and then February 8, 2021 is for the biometrics. So more or less like parang there's really no movement that happened for 6 months. But in our situation, especially since pareho kaming employed, parang hindi namin siya siniseryoso kasi wala naman kaming ginastos na pera. Pero nung dumating yung biometrics, that's when we know that it's really happening. So by February 8, 2021, nag-biometrics ako saan ako nag-biometrics? Sa Makati. And then after that, yung March 2, after my birthday, tsaka yung binyag ni Zayden kasi bininyagan namin siya noong March 1, 2021. Ayun naman yung sa St. Luke's medical. So medyo magastos kasi after the baptism, there's also this 12,000, no nanay? And then after that, March 16, 2021, we've done the PDOS already. So hindi pa alam ng parents namin neto na I'm going to Canada. They don't have any idea. And then after this, April 7, dito na namin na-receive yung stamping of the passport or PR is what they call it, passport request. So that's April 7 pala. And then April 8 yung departure requirements. And then parang after this, what happened was nung mga May 12, nagbakasyon na kami sa probinsya ko, sa Nueva Ecija, at least for a week kasi nag-resign na rin ako noon. Kasi parang prior to that, parang 1 week before that as well is naka-receive na ako ng flight details. So parang, oh shit, totoo na pala ito. Wala talaga kaming ginastos. So Qatar Airways nga pala. Shoutout sa ShareWeb. Pero ayun. So that's what happened. May 19 yung flight. And then a week passed, parang talagang napakabilis lang. Zayden was like 4 months pa nun. So medyo mahirap kasi I never been into any country na ako lang, no? Pero
pati LDR first time.
Pati LDR. So talagang ayun, the day of the flight, nagpunta pa kami sa agency para kumpletuhin yung requirements.
Buntis ako, din inaasikaso yung visa niya. Our plan while we're pregnant ay pagkapanganak ni Zayden, kukuhanan namin siya ng birth certificate at magre-request ng passport right away. Para sana kung kaya namin sumabay sa kanya sa flight, magagawa namin.
Pero good thing talaga na hindi rin sumabay.
We're new parents and na-overwhelmed talaga kami sa pag-aalaga sa newborn. So nawala na siya sa isip namin. And then na-realize na lang namin yun nung nakakuha na si tatay ng flight details. So nagpanic na kami, tapos bigla na lang kami naghanap ng mga DFA na malapit within Nueva Ecija. Pero dahil pandemic, wala ka makukuha na urgent na appointment for DFA. So ginawa namin kung ano na lang yung pinakamalapit na date sa area, sa bahay namin, yun na lang yung kinuha namin, which was June 2021. So pagdating ng June, nag-request na kami ng passport ni Zayden. And then after a week or two, dumating na yung passport niya. So after receiving Zayden's passport, nag-agad kami for our application. And then
one of the few things din when it comes to this application is yung iba kasi yung like yung mga nababasa namin or yung mga nagre-recommend sa amin is talagang ang dami nilang parang presentation of the documents para talagang ma-approve sila. Sa amin ang sinabit na passport, ano ba? Yung NBI,
birth certificate,
ano gagalaw?
saka marriage certificate. Masyadong na-excite sa pag-upload, pagla-lodge ng application namin for visa na nakalimutan na namin yung ibang requirements.
Yeah. Talagang
walang masyadong na-upload.
Parang wala talaga siyang backup documents when it comes to the application. So nung matagal yung update, talagang nakakapangamba.
Isa to sa mga naging challenge namin kasi medyo matagal yung update, walang update, nalulungkot na kami, nai-stress na kami. Kasi nga kulang-kulang yung requirements, documents.
Tas wala din kumbaga parang anong nangyari nito is during the process of the application, wala pa yung medical request na letter nila. Nag-book na kami ng appointment sa St. Luke's, thinking na ano yung tawag doon? Sa medical na parang upfront na medical. Pero good thing is 1 week prior to the schedule dumating na yung letter. So it's a good thing kasi if we are to go back noon, parang 1 month pa bago makapagpa-appointment for the medical. So that's what happened.
Very perfect timing.
So after noon, ayun.
After noon,
tagal ulit ng update.
Biometrics.
Kasi inabot kami ng 6 months. Nauna ang biometrics nyo. Bago ang medical. Laging biometrics sa application.
And then, after ng paggawa ng love letter, pag-send sa IRCC.
I did that part na I said na it's really stressing me out kasi ayun nga, Zayden was a newborn, 4 months old, plus it's really hard to be away from them, na hindi ko makita yung paglaki niya. And ayun, after writing that letter, parang after a week we have received the approval of the application.
Na-approve na yung visa na. Yay!
October.
And then we planned our mag-slide sa big slide si Zayden, so tatay to assist. So after that, nag-plan na kami ng flight namin. Pagdating ng November, nag-book na rin kami ng flight. Tapos yung flight na kinuha ko is sinakto ko sa 6 months ni tatay. So yung arrival namin sa Canada is tatay 6 months. Eksakto yun. And then, ang next na goal namin is to get the validated job offer or VJO. Yun yung magiging first step namin for the permanent residency. So ang next challenge namin na nakuha dito is hindi na-approve si tatay sa first batch ng VJO sa company. So ginawa ni tatay, nag-collect siya ng mga data sa work, mga scores and stats and everything. Kinausap niya lahat ng nasa management, lahat ng nasa position, para makakuha siya ng VJO sa company. And then after 1 month ng pakikipaglaban niya sa VJO,
Towards yun, sinabi niya nga na-approve yung VJO ko. So, it's really good for that. Na kami, gumawa na kami ng application sa Arima or interest in Arima, and then afterwards, by March 2023, we received na yung application for the CSQ. What happened here, ito yung medyo tricky part kasi I really didn't see in the application yung button to add dependents. Thinking na they were included in the Arima application, I thought na I have included them, but one of our friends saw the difference in the payment application kasi parang ang binayaran ko lang is 800, unlike with the other family na nasa 1,300 yung payment nila. So what we did here is we contacted Quebec. What happened, so when we contacted, they said naman na just submit your application, and then in the application include a letter explaining what happened and that you need to add your dependents. So we did that. Student na hirap sa trabaho, hirap sa pag-iisip nun, talagang hindi ako nakakatulog like 2 a.m. 3 a.m. na ako nakakatulog kasi nga parang there's something really long. And so what I did is I requested with the previous company sa Pinas, kasi there's a format when it comes to the COE or employment, wherein you will point the dates plus the position held, and then what are the key roles or job description for those positions. So ako, sobrang tagal nilang i-provide, parang it took a month. Hindi ko na nga pinansin yung sinabit nila kasi naka-receive na kami ng CSQ. So ang ginawa ko na lang nun is I just included the letter explaining then about the incorrect dates for the employment, kasi I didn't validate it first. Pero after that, include ko din dun yung position held, tsaka yung kumbaga meron na sila parang format na sinend na I think would be okay. So that's what I did. I just included that COE plus a letter explaining what happened, and then parang after submitting it 1 week lang, no, naka-receive na kami nung information to add their dependent. And then when we have completed that, then dumating naman na din yung letter para isubmit yung mga documents ni Diana and ni Zayden. And since we're ready for those documents, sinubmit na namin siya. So we have submitted it July 11 lang. So yan, by July 27 we received the CSQ, and then so we prepared again some documents for the PR application. Medyo natagalan kasi yung sa NBI namin is kailangan pang i-request. Pinapunta ko pa yung AirPods ko sa main office because when I try to do the online application, hindi nakikita yung old NBI number ko. And then siya nga yung NBI niya naman is prior going here, kasi syempre may submission of application din yung sa NBI niya. Married siya. Nung nag-renew siya, single na siya ulit. So naghiwalay kami. Hiwalay muna. Ay, psst! Zayda, not safe? So yan. So, July 27 namin na-receive yung CSQ, pero September 7 kami nakapag-lodge ng PR because of that. Yung sa NBI mainly yung problem. Almost everything is completed but not the online or the NBI.
Which is, tingin ko tama yung ginawa namin na hindi kami nagmadali sa pag-apply ng application. Tingin ko lahat ng nangyari is perfect timing
ni God. It's always about the timing.
May dahilan kung bakit kami na-delay kasi parang goal namin makapag-lodge na by August
after ng vacation.
Kasi syempre gusto mo dumadaan yung araw, nag-aantay ka na for your PR approval, diba? Pero hindi yun nangyari. Hindi natupad yung plan namin because may mga challenges. Pero I think this is the reason why kung bakit hindi kami nakakuha agad ng complete requirements. And then nung September 7, nag-lodge na kami for our PR, and then by September 15 nag-biometrics na kami, and by this time we're hoping na we will skip the medical kasi that will be like an additional cost. And luckily medical pass na kami and we don't need to do the medical.
Yan, so September 21, based on the application, medical passed, and then naka-receive ako ng email about being able to access the PR portal. Parang it's a bit confusing kasi parang sinasabi permanent resident confirmation, pero you don't have the Eco PR. So tinanong ko yung naunang na PR dito, nakatrabaho, if that's already it, but they said na it's not. Pero a week after, true to their words, sabi nila ayun na yan, parating na yan. So yun, September 27 is when I check the portal again while at work, tapos nakita nga namin na approved na. So yeah, di pa rin kami makapaniwala kasi parang it's not really in the plan.
So yes, PR na nga kami dito sa Canada, kaming buong pamilya, and this very good news is perfect sa Thanksgiving, and we're happy to share this win with you guys so you can celebrate with us, and hopefully sa mga ibang nangangarap makarating ng Canada or nag-aantay ng kanilang PR application, konting tiis lang, ma-approve din yan. And thank you for watching mga kabochog. We're here in a restaurant na sinadjust sa amin to celebrate our PR application. Aantay lang kami tumila yung ulan. Bye bye Zayden! Bye guys!
Bye guys!
Thank you for watching mga kabochog!
Say
thank you!
Say thank you! Oh, that's the sign for the thank you.
Bye mga kabochog!
Bye mga kabochog!
Until sa next vlog, pag nabala natin yung Alberta. Bye guys! Say bye bye! Bye!
Sure?
Init? Good?
I'll rate this 10 out of 10. It's really good.
Let's try. Do you want to try that? Give some to Zayden, Tata.
Wow. French fries.
Yum.
Like this, huh?
Sarap.